Hi, welcome to HelpYourMath-Calculus. Here we have a problem to find relative, the local maximum, minimum for the function by using the first derivative test. So first derivative test, basically we have to find our critical numbers. After finding critical numbers, we have to figure out the testing number to know the graph increase, decrease. Then we can figure out from increase, decrease, we get a relative maximum. From decrease, increase to get a relative minimum. So first, let's find the first derivative. So we take a derivative of our function, and that's going to be x to the third, 3x squared plus 2x. In order to get our critical numbers, we set up the first derivative equals to 0. So we factor out x. Here we do a factoring to solve for x. Now we have three solutions. So the critical number is going to be 0, 1, and 2. From our critical numbers, we look back our function right here. We know this function, its polynomial function, its domain is from negative infinity to infinity. So we can create a table. So before I create a table, we can think about the number line we have. All right, so it's starting from negative infinity, goes to 0, and 0 to 1, 1 to positive infinity. So we have one part right here. We have our second part right here. It's our third. That's going to be our last. So we're going to start from negative infinity to a 0, 0 to 1, 1 to 2, and 2 all the way to positive infinity. For each interval we have to give one number. The number we have is trying to figure out if the first derivative is positive or negative. So let's say I pick a number from negative infinity to 0. So let's try testing number -1. So we have to use -1 into our derivative, first derivative function. All right, so I plug in -1 for the function right here. So that's going to be -1 to the third, subtract 3, -1 squared, plus 2 times -1. We just have to figure out if it's positive or negative. Let's see, this is going to be, give me -1, -3, -1 squared is positive 1. 2 times -1 is -2. I don't have to solve it. I know this is negative. So since it's negative, there's going to be a decrease. Now we look at my second interval right here. You pick your own number. Let's say I pick a half as my testing. So I'm going to do a half. So we plug in a half into our derivative function here. That's going to be a half to the third, subtract 3 times a half squared, then plus 2 times a half. So 1/2 to the third, that's going to be 1/8, subtract 3/4 plus 1. So it's very clear 1 is bigger than 1, -3/4. So we're going to get a positive. Adding a positive, then this will be a positive. So we're going to have increase on the second interval from 0 to 1. So now we can see we have a decrease, increase. So x equal to 0, our critical number right here, and at this point will give us relative minimum right here. Now let's continue 1 to 2. So let's say I give 1/2. So 1/2. We're plugging into the first derivative. 1/2 to the third minus 3 1/2 square plus 2 times 1/2. So let's solve that. So 1/2, that's going to be 3/2 to the third. Subtract 3 times 3/2 squared plus 2 times 3/2. Let's simplify a little bit. That's going to be 3 to the third. That's 27/8. Subtract. So that's 9/4. 3 times 9, 27/4. And plus 3. 2 and 2 cancels out. So let's see who's bigger right here. So 27/8 and 4, so we can make the same denominator as 8. That's going to be 8 times 2. So 2 times 27, that's going to be 54. A plus, let me give 8. So 3 times 8 is 24. We just have to figure out this is negative or positive. That's it, right? So 24 plus 27, that's going to be 51. 51, okay, less than 54. So the result right here will be a negative. So again, we're going to get a decrease. So we have decrease, increase, decrease. There's an increase, decrease right here. This means 1, x equal to 1. My critical numbers will give us a relative maximum right here. Let's continue 2 to positive infinity. So let's say I gave a number 2. Oh, I mean, cannot give a 2 since 2 is our critical number, right? If you plug in 2, you will get 0 anyway. So let's give a 3. So 3, I plug in. That's give me 3 to the third. Subtract 3 times 3 squared plus 2 times 3. Now it's very clear, 2 to the third, this is also 3 to the third. I mean 3 to the third, subtract 3 to the third. It's going to cancel us out. That's going to give us a 6. So this is going to give us positive 6. It's going to be bigger than 0. And this is an increase. So now we are very clear. Well, 2 is our critical number. And at this point, we will have, again, a minimum, relative minimum. So we're going to have 2 relative minimums, 1 relative maximum for this problem. Thank you.